Namaste and welcome to the course of Design of Machine Elements 1. In the previous video, we learnt like what are the shaft, types of shaft and properties we like to have in the shaft. In today's video clip or this video clip, we will try to understand the basics of the forces that may apply on the shaft if the shaft has been loaded with a gear or on the pulley. So for this, let me come up with one first case, like due to the gear, what are the forces due to the gear, and the gear turns to be in a clockwise, and when those two arrangements are in vertical alignment. So I will consider this as a driver and a driver gear, and you know that this has been rotating clockwise. So I will be considering one more gear, which is a driven, right? So you know very well that, so if it's a simple gear train, the direction of rotation is opposite. This is clockwise and this is an anti-clockwise. So doing this, the Ft, what you call the tangential force, is opposite to the rotation if it comes to a driver, and the radial force is towards the shaft. So when we'll check in what happens within a driven gear in this arrangement. In this arrangement, the Ft would be towards the direction of rotation and the Fr as usual towards the shaft. So keep it in mind that here the forces as you see over here, it acts such, and here the gears are rotating in a clockwise, the driver gear rotates in a clockwise and its vertical alignment. Now when we go to the next case, due to the gear, it's an anti-clockwise direction and vertical alignment again. So I will again consider a driver and it's rotating in an anti-clockwise direction, as you can see over here. And as we know that it's been transmitting a power to one more gear, which we call as a driven, and it will be in opposite direction since it's a simple gear drive. So here you can say this, the Ft is opposite to the direction of rotation and Fr towards the shaft. In a similar way, when it comes to a driven gear, it is towards the direction Ft and Fr towards the shaft. So this is an forces, vertical and horizontal forces, that's been applying over the gear when the driver gear rotating in anti-clockwise and vertical alignment. So next is due to the gear drive, clockwise, and it is horizontal arrangement. Now one consider as a driver, as you could see over here. So it's rotating in a clockwise. Other one will be driven, as you could see over here. It's since these are both in a simple gear train, so it rotates in anti-clockwise direction. So at this case, you can see this, since the driver, the Ft is opposite to the direction, right? And the radial force will be towards the shaft. As usual, everywhere the radial will be opposite to the towards the shaft. When it comes to a driver, it is towards the direction, and Fr towards the shaft. This is an horizontal alignment. Now let's see how it happens when the gear is rotating in anti-clockwise direction. So I'll consider again a driver, a gear, which is rotating in anti-clockwise direction, and it's been transmitting a power to one more gear, which is a driven gear, and since it's a simple gear train, you know that opposite directions it rotates. Here again, when it comes to a driver, the tangential force is opposite to the rotation, and the radial force is towards the shaft. In a similar way, when it comes over here, in a driven gear, it is towards the direction, the Ft, and Fr is towards the shaft. So this is a gear drive. Now let's try to understand what it would be if there is a pulley arrangement over there. If I load up a pulley over a shaft. So one case, let's check out like bending force and torsion due to the belt drive when the horizontal alignment has been done. So I will consider one as a pulley A, which is like this, and now I will be considering this as it rotates in a clockwise direction. So you know that the another pulley, since it's in a belt drive which rotates the whole pulley and it transmits a power to the driven one, it rotates in a same direction, right? So for this, I consider this upper as a T1 tension and T2 as a bottom, or even you can say that the lower one as an T1 and upper as a bottom, it depends on tight and slack side. And the summation of those two would be T1 of T2 when considered to the driver pulley A. In a similar way, it comes to a driver pulley B, I will call, and one more thing over here, it's a weight of a pulley that's been pulling downwards, so I do consider this as a W, weight of pulley at BWB. In a similar way, it comes to a driven pulley, here the T1 and T2 are the tight and slack sides of a tension at the tight side and at slack side, and a combination of those two would be T1 plus T2, and the weight of pulley would be towards downwards, that I call it as a weight of pulley B, which is a driven one. So in a similar way, just consider if it is, what will be the forces that we had in across. So one is the torque transmitted by the pulley, the general equation is equal to T is equal to T1 plus T2 into R, or even T1 plus T2 is equal into dy 2. This is a general equation what we had in. So ratio of the belt in tension is T1 by T2. So whereas mu is equal to coefficient of friction and A theta is the angle of the radiance. And similarly the horizontal load on the belt drives, as you could see, A would be FHA. FHA refers force horizontal at A, which will be T1 plus T2, as you can see over here. As you could see over here, this is a horizontal forces, which is T1 plus summation of T1 and T2. We got it as T1 plus T2. That's what we said over here. Since the FHA refers force at horizontal and at point A, which will be T1 plus T2. So in the way further, we can even presume that the vertical load on the driven shaft, as you could see, only the weight of the pulley has been considered. So this weight of pulley I call it as a WVA. So where the weight of pulley A, which will be WA. If it is A, then if it comes to a pulley B, it would be WB. And everywhere, it's very important to mention the direction of with directions the force has been applied. As you could see, this is the one direction when I say it's in a horizontal, and when it comes to an vertical, this is in a direction where it comes in from. So when I say one, we know the horizontal forces and vertical forces at A. So in a similar way, the horizontal forces at B would be summation of T1 and T2. Only thing is, you can see here, the direction of this is opposite to this of A. So that's the reason why we differentiate this A and B. The direction has been different over here. So in a similar way, the weight of pulley B would be WB, as you could see over here, and the direction is been shown over there. So next would be the bending and the torsion force of the belt drive if there is a vertical alignment. Only thing is very important here when it comes to a belt drive, the horizontal alignment and vertical alignment. In horizontal alignment, both vertical forces and horizontal forces comes in existence. But when it comes to a vertical alignment, the horizontal force doesn't come in existence. Let's see how does it happen. So just imagine I had a pulley A, and this is a pulley which rotates in clockwise direction. In a similar way, we've been transmitting a power to one more pulley right below this pulley A. So the direction of rotation would be same. Now let's see over here. Since we have a belt which has been fitting, which has been transmitting a power from the driver to a driven, at the belt we have T1 and T2 as a tight and slack slides. So summation of these two would be T1 and T2. Then one more thing we have over here is the weight of pulley. So therefore, over this particular arrangement, like a pulley A, which is transmitting a power to the bottom to the another pulley, where the summation of forces of only vertical forces, that will be T1 plus T2 plus WA. That would be a weight of the pulley with this concern. When it comes to the driver pulley, you can see over here, since it's been transmitting a power to the one more pulley which is right above it. So which is right above it, so therefore the tight and slack sides, T1 and T2, the summation of these two forces will be going up. So we call this as a T1 plus T2. One more weight we have at the bottom. So that would be WB. So whole vertical forces would be T1 plus T2 minus of WB. So this is a vertical forces when it comes to a vertical alignment. They won't be, we can see thus, either in this sketch, we won't see any horizontal forces over there, and either in this diagram we see any horizontal forces. In both the way, the horizontal forces tends to be 0. So next would be like what would be the bending, what are the bending forces and torsion due to the belt drive. So it's similar as that of what we saw in a horizontal. Only thing is here the total vertical load on the driving shaft A, when it comes to here the driving shaft A, it is equal to FVA. It will be, as I said, that T1 plus T2 plus WA, and it goes down, as you can see here. The direction is downwards. In a similar way, when it comes to a total vertical load on the shaft B, you can see over here, it's in a shaft B. You can see this, it's going upward, but only thing is T1 plus T2 minus of WA. So that's what I've been, WB, the weight of the pulley B. That's what been shown over there, the direction is upward. And the horizontal load on the driver out of the shaft, the FH, either it could be A or B, as you can see here, both are 0. So this is how the forces are being analyzed, or forces can be said that vertical forces, horizontal forces applied over whether it's a gear or a belt and in concern. or whether it's been aligned horizontal or vertical. So in my next video, we will try to solve some cases regarding on this, whether the pulley has been loaded over there or belt or the gear has been loaded over there. We will go through that and we'll try to analyze how to design a shaft if the concern is being given. Thank you.